I'm gonna start off with the first question. How have your experiences been like in community house? What are some of the good experiences you've had?
Some of the good experiences I've had since starting 3.5 years ago here at Friendship House is the way everyone has the passion to support the vulnerable community,
Right.
and regardless of which culture you come from,
Right.
everyone has a shared familiar
A shared connection.
Yeah. I mean, even although the stories are different, it's always regarding homelessness, lack of food, poverty.
Right.
It's poverty. Yeah.
How would you go about recommending Friendship House to young people who are in similar situations?
I guess really it should be implemented in education, because that is where you will capture the kids in school. It's learning about knowing that there's agencies and organisations out in the community that is approachable.
Absolutely.
And that they know, because in reality they just don't. They don't know anything until something happens, and it's not knowing where to go to. That is the real issue here.
Yes.
Their parents are their first teachers.
Right.
However, for some, they don't have parents. And there's always a lot of struggle, and there's always a lot of trauma in regards to past trauma, the influences of media, social media.
Absolutely.
More so, especially with Facebook. I'm pretty sure everyone has a Facebook account, but you can't control what people put on Facebook.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we're so accustomed to technology that's like influencing our mindsets and our perspectives on other people and on ourselves as well.
Absolutely. I always say to my own children, what you see in magazines aren't necessarily or aren't necessarily reflective of what you see when you're actually face to face.
Right. What influences you to contribute to our community, to Friendship House?
I think it started at an earlier age. I've always been a person to always give, and for me, it's core hiring back to my community, because there was a point in time where I needed that support, and social services and everyone else that work in the community supported me, and I feel like it's one of my purpose why I'm here.
Right.
And I just feel like humanity is one of my core values, is to help one another. That's the reason why we're here. So I think that's the biggest thing for me as
Right.
a new going to be social worker.
Right. You felt like you had to give back to
it's always been a calling for me, like ever since I was young. I didn't understand what social work was at the time,
right,
but as I went through my degree, I understood like it's giving, it's assisting, it's helping, it's being rewarded for something that is I naturally do every day. So it wasn't really much of a big thing for me, but that was my purpose. And it's so funny, when people walk into the friendship house, it's just it's like a family unit. Like they're not discouraged. They always, especially Serena, the one with the front, she's got such a big heart. We have people that come in here that been coming here since they were 7, 8 years old, and they welcome them with like family members. It's just that they got such a
right. It's like a family. It's like a
you
safe
know,
space.
it's not like they tick the boxes, oh you need to go there and then that's it. They're like, they go above and beyond for people that come into here, and then they try and find the right networks to align to their situation so they can help them.
Absolutely.
They're
very considering of other people's perspectives and of their actions.
And I mean, I've just witnessed. We were just talking to one of the people that were coming in before, and he was just so grateful for Ruda in assisting him with the assistance that he needed at the time. And it's just amazing to see that transformation. Giving the tools to those people, to people that come in and giving those tools to help them. Oh, it's just so cool, man. Like honestly, I think that's the beauty about social work and Friendship House.
Absolutely. How's your experience has been like at Friendship House?
Really varied in terms of the people who walk through the door. So like some people are in a crisis situation where they need immediate wraparound support, whilst other people, their needs aren't as immediate. So they might be quite isolated and looking to make connections in the community. So the work has been really varied.
Would you say for like younger people who are trying to reach out, what advice would you give, like in terms of the situation they're in?
I think the first one is to know that there's support out there, and I mean most young people now have access to some type of internet to be able to look things up and to look for support services in the area, and I'd really encourage them to do that, but just keep asking those questions and know that if you don't get the right support from one place, that not to give up, essentially, because there are people out there that will help them.
Right. It's just that tendency to reach out and actually ask for help that will like actually benefit you and like the people around you.
Absolutely. That's really important. And especially in terms of like the work that I do is obviously with the rainbow community, and a lot of the issues that come up being a rainbow person can go unnoticed by wider society, and so that's in and of itself that's an issue, and that's a barrier to seeking support, not knowing one, if the people that you're asking support for are safe to be around. So there's the perception that, oh no, I'm not going to be understood or seen, and also obviously the actual experiences of going into some organisations and not getting the right support, which is one of the reasons that I'm here at Friendship House, working specifically for the rainbow community. I don't work with anyone else outside of that, which is really good for not only young people but for people of all ages who are in Kampus Manukau who need that extra support. And it might be around rainbow issues specifically, like gender identity and sexuality, but it also expands to family harm, sexual violence, mental health, alcohol and drugs, but just connections Like those social connections are really important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it might just be, hey, I'm one person in a building, and they know that they can come here and feel safe and have a chat,
Right.
and we'll just come and pop in and have a cup of tea, and that
Right.
might be all that they need, and that's totally okay.